Greetings to my team of 144, all Starseeds, Loveworkers, and Wayshowers. It is 720-2019-2020. Aho, Meteako Asin. Aho, aho, aho. All my relations, all my brothers and sisters. Thank you for joining me today. These waves are coming in fully now. We are breaking on through to the other side. These massive heat waves where we are located up here in the northeast. There's some big releasing going on. At one point yesterday, when I got into my car outside a client's office, my car said 109 degrees. And I thought 109 on the 19th, so we had the 1919 coming in, which was the 1010. The 1010, 1010, Yang Yin, Yang Yin. I have a nephew and niece that are both born on 10-10, 2 years apart. So that has a great significance for myself. Now with these massive waves coming in, this intense heat, there's a lot of releasing going on yesterday. I really felt it in the heart chakra. There were some of the deepest, darkest energies that were left in my consciousness that need to be released. There was also a massive volcano in our beloved Andes Mountains in South America. They said the plume shot 40,000 feet, the ash plume, about 40,000 feet in the air. That was right in the heart of the Kundalini, the spine of Gaia, from Ecuador through the Andes Mountains into Chile. So this affected the consciousness of Gaia. This helped release some of the lower energies that are left in the field. And many of us were feeling it. At one point, as I was driving to work, there were a couple events that occurred that caused some deep feelings that were emanating from the core of my being, the heart. And at one point, it felt like my heart was going to explode, where I just had to scream out. And as I became aware, I was almost blacking out. I was kind of in an altered state. When I came back into this reality, I realized I was right at the point driving by where some of you have heard in some of my past videos where 2 Lightworkers got assassinated several weeks ago. There's a memorial there. People visit there pretty much every day. It's right along the road that I drive to work in the metro parks, in this beautiful spot that I've been going to most of my life. And that release I knew was for the collective. Another 1991, 9/11 just popped into my field. 5/25, which is a sacred day for the divine feminine, the Greek goddess energies. There is a big earthquake in Greece, which was very symbolic of the divine feminine, and part of the transmission today is going to be about Venus and love. I'd like to thank all the love workers that are doing their transmissions from the blueprint. Check out our blueprint Starseed love worker video, and if you feel called to record, to transmit your love light through your eyes, the doorways to the soul. And so far we've had over 23 love worker transmissions that we're posting on our website, primedisclosure.com/blueprint. We're posting it to our Facebook group, Prime Disclosure, each transmission, which is helping to uplift all of humanity, all light, all love, all truth. And I am really loving these transmissions that are coming through the field, through this medium. And I'm connecting to each one of you through your eyes as you transmit, and transmitting my deepest loves and bliss to each one of you. Some of you have felt it. And it really is a beautiful adventure and experiment that we're living out here to transform life, transform the internet, transform the minds of this realm. So I thank you all that are on mission to transmit the blueprint for all Starseeds. And those of you that have recorded something, please let me know if you send me something that it is the blueprint. I've had people sending me some videos that were just like a setting sun and stuff, but if you watch the blueprint, it's the transmission through the eyes, through the doorways of the soul. So I've been having people title it Blueprint for Starseeds, or Blueprint with Prime Disclosure, or Paul Butler. At least I'll know for sure that that is for this mission and not for something else, because people send me links all the time and videos, and right now I'm inundated with messages and emails and texts and all this, so I'm doing my best to keep up with it all and trying to respond to as many emails. I'm backed up a week or two, so I will get to you. And also know that some of the comments are being blocked or going into spam, so I may not be getting them. So please go to my website, primedisclosure.com, and under contact you can send me an email with the link, or post it, just try to post it in the comments. I've been having people post them in the comments under the blueprint video, so that future love workers that check out that video will be able to access your videos to see, to get the transmissions from you, and then also to be inspired to do it themselves. And then also it's a combined effort where we are affecting the collective. Believe me, our celestial team of 144 are watching all these transmissions, and we are all connecting through this field. So I thank you all that are on this mission. 711 just came through, 711. The first transmission today is from John Smallman. Sananda, separation never occurred. Because a lot of what I'm talking about in these transmissions is that the separation programming is being released, being removed. The experiment has ended. We are at the omega point of the duality experiment, the separation experiment. So that's why through our heart center we are connecting to all beings in all realms. So transmission begins, channeled by John Smallman. Humanity's awakening is proceeding beautifully, just as divinely planned and intended. Do not be distracted and dismayed by the various unhappy events on which the mainstream media focuses its attention, and which it uses to keep your fear and anxiety exercised and alert. As I have already told you many times, the purpose of the mainstream media is not benign. It is clearly directed by those who own and control it to focus on the items of news that deal almost totally with conflict, tragedy, and loss of life, and that are therefore unsettling or even alarming to its audience. Most of the good and uplifting news is not reported by the mainstream media because they depend on shock and drama to attract watchers, listeners, and readers. There remains within humanity an intense desire for bad news because it satisfies the egoic need to see others in worse situations than oneself. When one feels alone or separate as a human individual, the knowledge of the pain of others can act as a palliative, temporarily relieving feelings of personal suffering and enabling a person to accept that life is unfair to everyone. And in the illusory world of form, this certainly does appear to be the case, with a very large proportion of humans living in extreme poverty in areas that are basically lawless and where the fundamentals for survival are in extremely short supply, while many others reside in areas of conflict. This is what must change, and it will change. In fact, it is already changing. So focus your attention on being that change yourselves by releasing all judgment, bitterness, and resentment at what you see as the unacceptable behavior of others. Remember that all are one, and that therefore everyone is a mirror to everyone else. The more you choose and intend to be only loving, whatever the situation in which you find yourselves may suggest is occurring, the more you will experience meeting love reflected back to you. That is how the world is changed, and it is changing constantly. As you well know, the only constant in the world of form is change. So make the change from fear to love in your own hearts. Do not engage in conflict, and know, as deep within yourselves you truly do, that doing this works perfectly. The old ways cannot continue, and they will not continue. They are way past their sell date. They have served their purpose, which was to bring you to the moment when you would choose to awaken. That choice, having been made collectively some time ago, is being put into effect daily in our evermore locations. You know this because each one of you has made the choice individually to awaken, and there is only one you. The ongoing confusion in every area of human endeavor is a direct result of the collective choice to awaken. And humanity is awakening to the intensity of the present way of relating to itself as individuals of unacceptable political, religious, cultural, ethnic, and social groups. Every person and every group has much more to offer that is of inestimable value, but until now you have mostly focused on the seemingly unacceptable differences between you instead of focusing on the truth that everyone has gifts to offer, gifts that they only can offer. As that realization is rising up into the awareness of more and more of you, and as you choose to honor and respect one another instead of negatively judging those who appear different, peace and harmony will arise as all that is not in alignment with love dissolves or dissipates back into the unreality from which it arose when you chose to experience it, it being separation from source. Separation never occurred. It could not occur because the one is indivisible, the one is all, and without even one seeming individual sentient life form, the one would be incomplete, and the one cannot be incomplete. Modern physics has finally proven this to be so in the material world, and has also realized that the material world in which humanity is experiencing life and form, the universe which in form you see as vast and impersonal, is but a microscopic component of the all. In fact, it is so small that to try and define it as a percentage of the all would be totally and utterly meaningless. It would just show up because it is so small. When you awaken, as you are going to, the absolute vastness of reality, the all will dumbfound you. Reality is all, and your joy in becoming aware of this, that you are it and you are one, will blow your little human minds, except that you will have no little human minds to blow, being one with the vastness that is all. Your loving brother, Sananda. And that's from John Smallman. One other thing I'd like to add, in the spaciousness of non-linear time that we are transitioning through our heart centers, sometimes I go off topic, or I may ramble here or there, some people call it, some rambling. I know all the love workers I've spoke to have told me that I'm not rambling, but to some consciousness, some of my words and stories may seem like rambling, but there is a purpose to everything that I transmit through these energy transmissions. So that when I talked about the release that occurred yesterday, especially through the heart center, I only tell these stories to let other love workers know that they are not alone in this journey, that we're all going through these shifts, we're all going through these energies. Some people may perceive me as like some guru sitting on the mountaintop, but I just like to let people know, even students of mine that train with me, that there are times that I may feel aggravated or feel that anger or feel that disconnect from source, that we're all going through this. Even though I've trained 30 years with many masters, the roots of some of my teachings when I was young was with the Zen Buddhist masters, and then with healers, shamans, Qigong masters, Taoist masters, and now I teach a Kunlun art. That even though 30 years on the path, there's still moments of great releasing. Most of my time, most of my energy is spent in the middle path of the now, but we're all releasing now for the collective. And I'm just telling you these things to know that, so you don't judge yourself, thinking that you may be the only one feeling these negative energies or experiencing these releases or negative energies. In humble service to humanity, I let them know, let consciousness know that we're all in this together. No one is above these feelings or beyond the feelings that our true self is, but the stories that are dissipating, these energies that are releasing, it's happening through all love workers as we ground our codes into Gaia. So know that you are perfectly where you are supposed to be, doing exactly what you are meant to do, and that you are doing great work, brothers and sisters of light, and together we will uplift all of humanity through the spiral, through the vortex, into the crystal palace of the heart of Gaia, the heart of consciousness, through the pure awareness that is our true self. As these false self falls away, know that anything that you experience is for a purpose, is for a reason. Through this ascension process, each moment is worth a priceless gem, which in Zen Buddhism, the master will say, inch, time, foot, gem. So we live each moment like it's our last, knowing that we are eternal. It was like Alan Watts used to say, you cannot die because you were never born. You just don't remember who you are 222 just came through, 1202 and 2020. The next transmission, a quick transmission from Laura Pleiadian, the Multiverse and your Reconfiguration. The radiating infinite divine light frequencies are experienced through the conscious awakened heart being throughout the multiverse. The divine being, the expanded cosmic God self of infinite love, you. In this your sacred awakening, we initiate you through your heart. Throughout all the parallel worlds and the parallel universes, we align your consciousness with the frequency of this divine union through our infinite divine love, initiatory presence. As the activations and alignments through this reconfiguration continues to awaken your heart awareness, all matter and perceptions of space-time consciousness also transforms throughout the multiverse. The infinite cosmic potentiality and versions of all that you are in pure being rest within the awakened heart of pure love. In this, the holy presence makes itself known as the tangible power of love, transforming all. This everlasting portal of infinite heart-awakened consciousness calls to you through this initiation of being, through the divine presence of your heart. This is the infinite connection to all that you are. We join with all infinite divine beings through this design of union calls itself the awakened heart, radiating pure infinite divine heart union. The infinite reconfiguration of this, the multiverse, pours through us to you. Through this, the matter that you know yourself to occupy your awareness through, reverberates this holy initiation, the resounding reconfiguration of this, the infinite divine heart presence, you, expands as itself now throughout the multiverse. This expansion, this heart presence awareness of you is the true infinite home of you, knowing more and more of itself throughout the multiverse. In this, we, the divine council of overseers, join with all the illuminated, awakened souls in pure beauty of love. Through the awakened heart, we initiate you now. In love, Laura Pleiadian, from the newdivinehumanity.com. The next update and transmission is from the Dream Spell Journey, Harmonic Convergence 2020. These 8 energies and the power of Venus. The 8-8 is coming through as we transition now into the Lion's Gate on August 8, which is 8-8, through the Harmonic Convergence on 8-15 through the 18th, the 8-18, as we fully awaken into infinite time, infinite life, infinite light. 2600 days from the Venus transit of 2012, fractal alignment in time. Today in planet Earth, the solar system, Milky Way galaxy, the universe, NS1.31.13.24, Kin 8, 8 star, 8.8, the 8-8. Today, which is 7/20, that this transmission is being recorded, marks 2600 days from the historic Venus transit of June 5th through 6th, 2012. Considering their rare and close occurrence in time, the Venus transit of 2012 and the galactic alignment of Earth with the Sun and the dark rift as the heart of the Milky Way galaxy on the winter/summer solstice, right during the closing of the 13th Baktun of the Mayan long count, by decimal marker 13.0.0.0.0, are the 2 most significant time markers of the 21st century, and most likely the entire 3rd millennium. This is then a perfect window to sail into the ocean of time and explore the multidimensional significance of this celestial stargate. Venus is considered Earth's twin planet and usually represents the 5-pointed star that both planets draw in the heavens every 8 years. In Mayan cosmology, Venus is represented as the star glyph, the 8th of the 20, and depicted as a 4-pointed star surrounded by 4 dots. The star represents art, beauty, and elegance, while the 8th tone serves us as an invitation to model the qualities of integrity and harmony. The affirmation for kin 8, 8-star, states, I harmonize in order to beautify, modeling art. I seal the store of elegance with the galactic tone of integrity. I am guided by the power of free will. The shape of number 8 looks like an infinite loop, and it is very round and feminine, no straight lines, resembling the shape of a woman, specifically a pregnant woman. Venus and the precession of the equinoxes. At the height of their cultural achievement during the classic period 250 AD to 900 AD, the Mayan gained a stunning understanding of astronomy and the cosmos, including the Venus cycles and the precession of the equinoxes. The 260-day sacred calendar, the Tzolk'in, is in itself a fractal of the 26,000-year precessional year. How is this? The Mayan long count consisted of 13 baktuns, a period of 400 tuns, 360-day periods. One baktun is thus 400 times 360, equal 144,000 days, 394.3 solar years. A period of 13 baktuns totaling 5,125.36 years is called a world age. 5 world ages equal a precession cycle of approximately 25,627 years, only 373 years short of the 26,000-year marker. This cycle is also called a great year, and 2012 marked the completion of it. In other words, the Venus transit of 2012 on kin 8-9 served as the celestial marker, signaling the entrance into the climatic 200-day period before the completion of the great year on December 21st, 2012. Following this pattern since December 21st, 2012, we started a new baktun of 144,000 days, as well as the new katun of 7,200 days. In other words, the current katun corresponds again to kin 1 of the new 260 katun cycle. This 7,200-day katun cycle will come to an end on long count marker 13.1.0.0.0, September 7th, 2032, NS1.45.2.16, kin 122.5 wind. Venus and the start of the 13 baktun cycle of recorded history. The paramount role of Venus in Mayan cosmology has been also highlighted by other researchers, including Maurice Cotterell, who laid out the theory that the start, the alpha point, of the Mayan long count, LC mark 0.0.0.0.0, Katun 1, 1.1, may be related to a celestial event of great proportions that altered forever the orbits and cycles of Venus. Apart from the calendrical periods of time already mentioned, the Maya used a 260-day ceremonial astrological calendar and revered a special supernumber of 1,366,560 days that they refer to as the rebirth of Venus. No orthodox researcher understands why the Maya calendar should have started on August 10th, 3113 BC, more than 3,000 years before the Maya appeared on the planet, or why they chose to revere the 3113 BC date as the birth of Venus. However, in the Mayan prophecies, Element Books, Shaftesbury, 1995, I showed how the sun's magnetic field shifted direction in 3113 BC because the planet Venus turned upside down on its axis. Venus now spins on its axis backwards, and its rate of spin has slowed to 243 Earth days. That is, one day on Venus now takes 243 Earth days to subsist. The planet Earth, being more distant from the sun, did not topple on its axis at that time. The magnetic reversal did affect life on Earth. I showed how the 28-day revolving sun showers the Earth with charged particles that regulate the menstrual cycle and hence fertility on the Earth. According to this theory, it is important to note that Pakal Votan cycle of power coincided with the 36th Venus cycle since the birth of Venus on -3113. Please note that 36 is 1 perfect quarter of 144, or 1 perfect half of 72. Fractal time alignment 2600, 260, 26. The 2600 day 10 Zolkin milestone from the second Venus transit of the 2004 to 2012 pair of this July 20 to 21, 2019 is taking place on day 360 to 361 of the year under a powerful fractal alignment of cycles taking place during the Dragon Wave spell. We just completed 45 Zolkins of 260 days each since the new dispensation of time, June 23rd, 1987, Kin 1, 8 days ago. Please note that 45 Zolkins corresponds to 9 cycles of 5 Zolkins, 1300 days each. 1300 days equals 5 times 260, and 10 Zolkins corresponds to 2 cycles of 1300 days each. The fifth and last conjunction of the star pentagram that Earth and Venus create every 8 years took place 260 days ago on October 26, 2018, Kin 1, 1 Dragon. Please note that October 26 is written as 10.26, and 10 times 26 equals 260. On the 1 Kin, equaling 1 moon fractal count of 260 moons, this entire 13th moon is coded Kin 26, fractal of 260, 2600, 2600, and 26000, 26,000. Venus has 2 distinctive cycles of approximately 260 days as morning and evening star. Today's Kin 8, 8.8, marks precisely 260 days, 1 Zolkin from Venus heliacal, rising as morning star on November 2nd, 2018. Dia de los Metros on Kin 8, 8 star, signaling the completion of 9 Zolkins since the rare Venus transit of 2012. Today also marks the completion of other important milestones. 520 days, 2 Zolkins from the solar eclipse of February 15, 2018. Kin 8 on the 9th day of the 8th moon, coded Kin 8. 1,560 days, 6 Zolkins since planet Venus, rare alignment in the night skies with the Pleiades, Orion, and Sirius during the Virgin showers on 4/11/2015. Next Kin 11, 11.11, 1111 will mark 113 Zolkins from the birth of Jose Arguelles, Volum Votan, and Venus. Transits always come in pulses 8 years apart, separated by either 130 or 113 years from their points of initiation. The monkey represents the solar prophetic aspect of Venus, the Kin 113. 13.9 is guided by Kin 9, 9.9. Venus in prophecy. As mentioned many times in the past, planet Venus is the patron deity of the harmonic convergence of 1987, and also orchestrating force behind the narrative of the Quetzalcoatl prophecy of the 13 heavens and the 9 hells, and arrived to a new prophetic fractal master milestone during the 4th moon of the 13 moon year, coded by the numbers of prophecy 9.13, 913, the completion of 11,440 days, 44 Zolkins since Kin 1 of the new dispensation of time. The 11,440 day cycle corresponds to a perfect fractal of the 1,144 years of the Quetzalcoatl prophecy of the 13 heavens and the 9 hells. It is then of special prophetic relevance that this synchronization of Venus on Kin 1, October 26, 2018, was followed the next day by the 91st solar return of Tony Scherer, Kin 222. On Kin 2, 2.2, Tony Scherer was the original messenger of the Quetzalcoatl prophecy of the 13 heavens and the 9 hells, and the man who carried and transmitted this prophecy to Jose Arguelles. Clearly a manifestation of Kukulkan, Quetzalcoatl, the coming of Pakal Votan in AD 631 was indicated by the completion of the 36th Venus Great Cycle from the initiation date 3113 BC. The Venus Great Cycle represents the conjunction of 104 solar years of 365 days each, with the 146 sacred calendar cycles of 260 days each, and 65 Venus cycles of 584 days each. The total number of days or kin in such a cycle is 37,960. The fractal 3796 represents the number of Tun elapsed between 3113 BC and AD 631. The number of solar years elapsed between 3113 BC and AD 683. The 52-year cycle, AD 631 to 683, representing the duration of Wotan's life activity on the planet, corresponds of course to the calendar round, the conjunction of 52 solar years with 73 sacred calendar cycles. The next significant Quetzalcoatl avatar, 1 Reed Quetzalcoatl, also lived 52 years from AD 947 to 999. And that's from Jose Arguelles, The Mayan Factor. Venus syncs with Sirius. Next kin 13 to 14 will mark the heliacal rising of Sirius and the entrance in the new Sirius cycle 32. It is then important to note that on June 5th through 6th, 2017, kin 13 to 14, we were commemorating the 5th anniversary of the second rare Venus transit of 2012 and took place on kin 8 to 9 on the Galactic Maya count. This process is being orchestrated and driven by the same harmonics that govern and permeate all life in the entire fabric of time-space. We are referring here to the mathematics of the golden mean and the Fibonacci spiral. This is part of an ongoing synchronization process between the cycles of Venus and Sirius that started 3 Zolkins or 780 days after the Venus transit of 2012 on July 25th through 26th, 2014. Kin 8-9 with the heliacal rising of Sirius and the start of the new Sirius cycle 28, 2014 to 2015. I'd like to thank you all for joining me today. Be well out there as we are going through this great shift. I'd like to thank everyone joining us in the Loveolution evolution through the blueprint for all Starseeds, Loveworkers, Lightworkers, and Wayshowers. If you haven't watched that video yet, take a look at the blueprint for all Starseeds. You can go to primedisclosure.com/blueprint, and you can watch the top video, and then you can watch other Loveworkers. 1222, the 222 just came through again. These codes just are almost constant now, coming through the field. We are reaching the Omega point. I'd like to also thank everyone that are joining us on the mission for the Healing Retreat Center in Ecuador and the Sustainable Community. This will be a blueprint for communities and healing retreats, healing centers around the world. This is a vision that was given to me many moons ago that I am now able to transmit out into this realm through the field, that many people are feeling the calling. And I'd like to thank everyone that are joining us on the mission to raise funds through the CBD business. We now have 349 Loveworkers that have joined us on that mission. You can join us on cbdpeaceoil.com. That's cbdpeaceoil.com. These links I'll have in the description below this video. Keep shining your light brightly into the night, brothers and sisters. All my Loveworkers that are on this mission of the Loveolution evolution, as we transform from Homo sapien to Homo luminous, this evolutionary quantum leap into our true light bodies, we call Homo luminous, and we can also call it love bodies, our bodies made of love and light of the true divine prime creator source, which we call the great mystery. Stay in the heart, brothers and sisters. Keep walking your path with heart. I love you all. Namaste.